Thank you very much for your testimony. I yield back.
A gentleman yields back. Mr. Celaschi, would you like to respond to the drive-by smear by Ms. Ross that you're out of touch with your town?
Could you repeat?
Would you like to respond to the drive-by smear we heard from Ms. Ross a few minutes ago?
I wish you would have let it into the record, because names that were delivered, our current mayor is in full support of me. He's a Republican mayor in town. There was claims that the future mayor, and they named her name, Miss Ellis, she declared not to be the future mayor. There was a front page article that she was taking the seat on council and not mayor. She won both seats. So that was inaccurate as well, too.
Okay, well, thank you. Mr. Fishman, the statute clearly states that there is, quote, there is no judicial review with respect to the designation or termination or extension of a foreign state on the TPS list. Despite that, we frequently see the open border groups sue to stop the Trump administration from terminating TPS designations. How can that be the case, and what should we do about it?
Well, they do it, some of these federal courts do it on theory that, well, that doesn't apply to constitutional violations, that doesn't apply to systemic issues independent of individual determinations, but the Supreme Court has stepped up this year and stayed a lot of those injunctions and allowed the Trump administration to actually carry forth the law and terminate, where appropriate, past designations of TPS.
So the law, in your opinion, is clear. It's just a certain partisan judges who are abusing it.
Well, I mean, the law could be made stronger if there was an opportunity to reform it. But even under the current language, it's a stretch, and the Supreme Court has stepped in to prevent
Mr. Rogers, what's your view of that?
I think the law is very clear. It says no judicial review. I don't see how you can get any clearer than that.
Mr. Fishman, this subcommittee has received extensive testimony about how illegal labor forces down the wages of American workers with whom that labor competes. As we flood these markets with illegal labor, the supply of labor increases, thus the wages for that labor decrease. What would you advise someone like, well, the Democratic witness who assures us that he's looking out for the best interests of his members?
I worked, when I worked for the subcommittee, we had many hearings on the deleterious effect on American workers, both of any race or ethnicity, on mass low-skilled immigration. And not only does it lower wages, but there's been a collapse in the labor force.
That's simple economics, right?
Yeah, a collapse in labor force participation.
Labor, the price of that labor is suppressed or declines. It's a supply and demand function.
Exactly, and the result is currently many working-age Americans simply are dropped out of the labor force because of the wage rate that mass low-skilled immigration has caused.
And we're told that adding 1 million such people is a good thing for American workers. That we need them in our shipyards and construction, yet temporary protected status is by its definition a temporary program. So are the Democrats tacitly telling us they intend to make it a permanent program?
What they're saying is completely at odds with what the Democrats who championed TPS in 1990 promised TPS was for.
Well, it seems to me if they want to make it a permanent program, they ought to just say so and attempt to do that through legislation and level with the American people that this is their objective. And if you're an American construction worker or shipyard worker, you just have to suck it up and put up with suppressed wages indefinitely, because after all, they're paying union dues, so the union bosses are happy. Is that essentially it?
Exactly. If you want amnesty, if that's your goal, call it what it is.
Mr. Celaschi, in your opinion, is TPS is currently conceived in the best interest of the American people, or is it more benefiting foreign nationals and business interests that want to exploit these populations for cheap labor, regardless of any effects they have on the communities that these people resettle in?
Yes, I absolutely agree with that.
And your experience is consistent with that in Charleroi as an elected official?
Yes.
Great. I'm going to yield back and recognize Mr. Roy. Oh, I'm sorry.